Happy Thursday, guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day, actually. Views from the Link TV. Got your, Eagles green hat a little bit. I'm not festive at all tonight. No. Yeah, but I'm your host, Stephen Hellmann, alongside Tom Aresco here, and welcome to BirdBuzz. Yeah. Eagles signing Chris Givens and Nolan Carroll, both the one-year deals. What do you make of them?
I think Givens is a solid player. His stats don't really show up, but he's
got some speed.
He's just a speed guy, some depth, and he's fairly young. So although he is like our oldest receiver, so
yeah, like 26, he's like our oldest guy. He's like the old man.
Yep.
Yeah,
he was saying that in the press conference, but. Yeah, and then Nolan Carroll obviously provides a lot of the same consistency and depth. Hopefully Chris Givens can be a little like Nolan Carroll consistent, but Carroll was definitely a factor in consistency last year before he got injured. So, they're just trying to sign guys that'll glue these positions together, and I think they did a good job with both signings.
Yeah, I think Nolan Carroll kind of gives you like that safety net at corner. Like we're kind of worried that like, are we going to roll with Eric Rowan and the two other guys we brought in, and but now we have Carroll, and it's like, okay, all right, so now we can have some competition for jobs, but, we know that what we have in Carroll and Rowe, so I'm feeling pretty good about everything.
Yeah, I like it.
I want one more guard, but
what you
think?
Evan Mathis went to the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, he did. So, I mean, that weasel really made out.
Yeah.
I mean, forgetting, Chip Kelly cutting him, not cutting him, but like, I guess he did cut him, yeah. But, he wanted more money. He didn't get more money. Went to the Broncos, won a ring. Now he's gonna get a paycheck.
Yep, from Arizona, and Jari Evans is still out there. So we hope we can get him, and that'd be nice. But we'll see what they have planned.
Some people just catch all the breaks, I guess. All right, so let's go through the questions. We have a lot of them. So the first one, at Dylan Doppelmayr asks, what is your favorite Eagles signing and NFL signing? So talking about free agency. So what's the best one the Eagles made? Best one in general.
Okay. Well, you could probably guess who my favorite signing the Eagles made was.
I'm gonna go with McLeod.
Yeah, Rodney McLeod. Absolutely. Yeah. Rodney McLeod, by far, I think he's going to be a beast. I wrote an article about him on Inside the Eagles. Check it out. His numbers are literally through year 2 through year 4 of his career. From year 2 through year 4 of his career. He didn't really play a lot. He was an undrafted free agent his rookie year. He didn't play a lot. So I go from year 2 when he was moved to full-time starter as a Rams safety, and through year 4, and you compare them with Malcolm Jenkins' second year to his 4th year. He was a corner coming out of college and didn't really start a lot of safety. He had good numbers his first year for just a rotational corner. But his second year he got moved to safety and started the year because there was a guy that was injured, Roman Harper, their other safety. So I go from year 2 to year 4 from Malcolm Jenkins, and look at the numbers. In the article, it's crazy. McLeod's are pretty much like just the same, if not a little better. 8 interceptions compared to Malcolm's 5, I believe it was, or 3 maybe even. Yeah. It's pretty crazy, and 5 fumbles forced compared to Malcolm's 3, or he just has like little things, and then tackles are pretty similar. So I think he's going to be awesome. And favorite NFL signing, I'd probably say, I don't know. I'd want to go with McLeod to the Eagles, but I like Eric Weddle to the Ravens. It's a good signing. Yeah, they can use a banger back there for sure. Yeah.
No, honestly, it's like you got Malcolm Jenkins, who's a really good player on the Saints, but then he came here and became a great player. So maybe the same thing happens with McLeod.
He's only 25.
Yeah, so I think this. I don't see why the same thing couldn't happen for sure. Next question, at O'Day Day asks, what other free agents did the Eagles go after? I want a guard. That's what I need.
We were talking about a guard. Maybe I honestly wouldn't mind seeing another receiver that's a little older, into his 30s, come in just to mentor everyone. But I don't think that's the direction they're going to go, because it kind of will compromise the young guys' playing time and statistics. They don't care about statistics, but their playing time, their experience is really what I mean. So I'd love to see him get a receiver or a guard, but I don't know, maybe some depth at defensive end. Just knock out some more positions so you don't have to go use your first rounder on a guy that might be a rotational guy or something like that.
Well, we got a lot of questions with the draft, so we'll save that for later. At Billy Eberling 28 asks, well, actually, here they come. Here come the draft questions. What positions should the Eagles go after in the draft? So just position. Don't get into specifics, because we got more draft questions coming.
A bunch of questions. I think obviously offensive line is one to look at. Cornerback is definitely something I'm looking at. Not so much safety, but just cornerback, defensive back. Be versatile, but and then I'd say running back and wide receiver.
Okay.
You know, those are a couple positions, I think.
All right, so it seems like you're kind of thinking like best player available.
Yeah.
So you fill the needs.
That's someone,
in the free agency.
You go from here. Yeah, you go. Look at where you're starting, where guys could start first. So start there, and you look at all those positions, and if a guy that's the top running back and he could start, then don't take the third best defensive end because he's not even going to start, number one.
Yeah.
So and number two, he's the third best at his position when you could get the best running back. That's my argument for Ezekiel Elliott. I know you don't want to go into players, but that's at 8, do you take a third best DN that's going to rotate in, or maybe a starting stud running back? I mean, there's your big that's your big dilemma there. So I think they should look at all the positions, and whatever one makes the most sense to start next year and produce, get them.
All right, next question. Here we go. At Caleb Townsend, who do you take at 8?
I named Ezekiel Elliott. I think Vernon Hargreaves, if he's there. You maybe even consider Mackenzie Alexander. I know he hasn't really produced in college, but his potential is very high. And at 8, you want a sure shot guy. Yeah. So Mackenzie Alexander and potential it's scary, but I named him a couple videos back, and I'll say it again. Ronnie Stanley is a guy that you're going to look at. Obviously, Jack Conklin is another good offensive lineman.
All right, so we're gonna just roll right into the next question then. At Brandon Roser asks, Hargraves, Stanley, and Jack are on the board at 8. Who do you take?
Okay, Myles Jack is who he's talking about.
Myles Jack, yeah.
It's so hard because Myles Jack is so
He just seems like an absolute just animal.
He's just a freak. But we got Nigel Bradham, and I'd love to see him get a chance and get reps. And, you could always use some depth, but... Yeah, Myles Jack just does seem like a freak in nature. I mean, I'd probably go.
He does. That's tough. I mean, if Stanley's still there, I want him. But like that Jack guy, I watched clips from him.
He was hurt last
the past week, but it's just like good lord.
Yeah.
Next question. At Carlos Rado 2 asks, who is one of the people on the roster who many didn't know that could contribute next season? So players last year that didn't contribute. He's examples he gave Trey Burton and Boyko Bunchy? Trey Burton and...
Boyko, which is another lineman, and Bunch is another lineman. So there's some practice
Boyko
squad.
Bunchy could have been a player on the Eagles team for all I know.
Malcolm Bunch and I think Derek Boyko.
Yeah.
I think. Maybe I'm...
Sure.
It
sounds good to me. Right?
Either way, I would say, couple of those underrated guys. I mean, it's tough. I want to go with the guy that we just signed in Ron Brooks. I think he's going to contribute a lot as a depth cornerback, and I think as a special teamer, that's a guy. Let's say, and I'd like to see some contribution from Kenyon Barner as well.
Yeah, no, Kenyon Barner was the first name that came to mind when I read that. Yeah. At Goat asks, should the Eagles draft a franchise QB, Laquan Treadwell, or take advantage of the 8th pick and get Ezekiel Elliott? So
there you go. There's a couple other names. I like Laquan Treadwell. He's good. A franchise quarterback, that's still something that's fresh in everyone's mind, thinking, hey, if Goff or Wentz drops, you grab him. And, you're at 8, so take this year to get a superstar. I mean, that's kind of what everyone wants, and I think that's what Harry Roseman wants. He wants to start bringing... you just saw Djax, Macklin, Shady all leave. I feel like he doesn't want to bring in a guy that's not going to start till year 3. I think he wants to bring a guy in that's the fans are going to get behind and start to love right away, like an Ezekiel Elliott or Laquan Treadwell, someone you're going to be able to see score touchdowns next season. Yeah. So I think he wants to make up for the Marcus Smith pick, and moving up to 8 gets you a superstar, whether it's a Myles Jack or someone that can come in right away.
If you don't need a quarterback, to be in the top 10 is just a blessing in this draft.
Yep. So, and we don't need a quarterback this high. We don't need one. I mean, it would be kind of somewhat of a luxury pick. We go into the season with a couple good experienced NFL quarterbacks that aren't great, but they're both solid. I mean, Chase Daniel's not really proven, but Sam Bradford, if anything, he can be a solid player. I mean, he can guide you in the right direction at least, if nothing else. So I think you need to wait on quarterback, get one later, and just get that superstar that's going to start to help build the weaponry of this offense. Get some threats, get some guys people are like, oh man, we got to play this guy this week. Whether it's defense, even like with Myles Jack, and offense with Ezekiel Elliott, Laquan Treadwell, a couple guys that jump off the page. So.
All right, let's power through these last few questions. So at Nate Dorley asks, do you want to see Elliott in an Eagles uniform next year? Yeah, of course we would. If he's there and if it works out and he's the best guy, go for it.
Absolutely.
Next question at Ninja Zay asks, do you believe the defense has the ability to be a top 5, top 10 defense? I think they could be definitely top 10, maybe top 5.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, they getting the guys in for sure.
Yeah.
At Matt Minty Mitten asks, do you think we will trade Bradford and try to get a QB like Goff?
No.
No, I don't think he's going anywhere. No. They need to win now. And then at Sean Flowers 88 asks our friend Sean from high school, did Walter Thurman sign with the Eagles? I guess he missed the headline. Sean Lacey.
Oh, I didn't realize that was.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, he might retire. I think it's either Eagles or retire.
Did Walter Thurman resign?
No, he's not. He's not going to sign with us. No, he's going to McLeod.
I just his market wasn't really as much as what he thought, which is a shame because he played really well and. Maybe Chip over in San Fran, he could give him another shot, but I don't know.
He might just want to go out with his health, though, you know? There's no shame in that.
He's had a couple knee injuries. Yeah, probably move
on. Next question. At Phil Eagles asks, who will be the starting running back next season? It's a speculation.
Wow, that's hard. I just don't think they're going to take Ezekiel Elliott. I think it's going to be Ryan Matthews.
Yeah, I agree with that, too. At JBrad13, last question, the big one. Do you think we have a shot at the Lombardi Trophy this year?
I'm going to say no. I think this is still, a project to be built. I'm going to be rooting every game like we have a shot at every single game we play. But realistically, I think we are a few pieces away and some experience away. But I do think we can make the playoffs and start to build something here. Yeah. So that's kind of what my goal is.
Well, Justin, you always have a shot, and I think they do. But my prediction is they win one playoff game in the wild card round, and then they, play a tough team in the divisional round and lose. So that's my realistic expectation. But they could do it. You never know. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys, on BirdBuzz. We will see you. Enjoy the rest of your St. Patrick's Day. Be safe, and we will see you on Monday for the Weekly Chirp.